is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Ohio.
The A's got a full helping of cookie and some Miller time for dessert as the Indians took game one of this series. Carlos Carrasco continued his dominance in Oakland and got all the support he needed from one swing of Carlos Santana's bat and 13 dominant pitches by Andrew Miller. Now the Tribe has to get Danny Salazar back on track in a place he loves to pitch. Next on Sports Time Ohio. From the Coliseum in Oakland, California, it's Cleveland Indians baseball. Tonight, the Tribe continues its West Coast swing. Game 2 of a 3-game series against the Oakland Athletics. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. The Indians winning the series opener last night. A great pitching duel. 1-0 was the final score. Now the Indians will turn the ball over to Danny Salazar. Rick, so far this year, Salazar has recorded almost 50% of his strikeouts on the changeup, which is the third most of any pitcher in Major League Baseball. The problem for Danny, you got to get to 2 strikes before you can use that changeup. And in his last start, that just didn't happen for him.
Well, he was rusty. I think he was more concerned about how he felt and how to command his fastball. He walked 3 out of the first 4 hitters, and he just didn't have control of anything. He only went 1 inning in that start. He ended up going to the bullpen and throwing, so it was a really weird situation. We expect to see much more from Danny today. He's 2-0 in his career against the A's and hasn't given up a run in 16 2/3 innings. He'll be matched up against left-hander Sean Manaea. He is 4-8, all wins coming in this ballpark at home tonight, and it's a left-hander, so we'll see what the Indians have to offer.
Archie, the question is, did the Indians rush Danny Salazar back? Did he need a rehab start before he came back to the big leagues? Here's Indians pitching coach Mickey Callaway with our Hear Right sounds of the game.
He had a tough assignment his last outing, coming off of a long layoff and not having any rehab outings. Looking back, that probably would have been the best thing. But, at the time, our rotation probably wasn't doing quite as well as we would have hoped, and we were looking forward to getting Danny Salazar back in it. So, that's the decision we made. I think we're expecting him to go out there and have a better outing this time. He's been off the mound a few more times now and feels really good, feels really healthy.
And should feel very comfortable pitching against an Oakland team that he's had success against in the past. The Cleveland Indians, owners of the best record right now in the American League, look to hold on to that top spot. It's game 2 of our 3-game series, and we're back with the play-by-play next. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by your local Toyota dealers, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. painted the outside corner. Swung on and missed. Carrasco gets him. Is it fair or is it foul? It is gone. Carlos Santana puts the first run of the night on the scoreboard. Did he go? He did, and this game's over. Andrew Miller strikes out the side, and the Indians take the opener 1-0. From the Oakland Coliseum, we're ready for baseball as the A's have taken the field behind left-hander Sean Manaea. And we'll take a look at the Indians' starting lineup. Under manager Terry Francona, brought to you by Progressive. Rajay Davis in the leadoff spot. Jason Kipnis hitting second. Francisco Lindor will bat third. Mike Napoli, Carlos Santana, Jose Ramirez in the middle. Brandon Guyer, Abe Almonte, Chris Jimenez rounded out 8 right-handed bats for the Tribe tonight.
And our Hyundai starting pitcher, the rookie Sean Manaea, 6'5", 245 pounds. First time he has ever faced the Indians.
And the 24-year-old left-hander throws a first pitch strike to Rajay Davis.
That's the pitch.
He chased it 0-2.
Keep an eye on that one tonight. His changeup he likes. That's his favorite pitch. Those 4 wins you see from Manaea, all coming in this ballpark at home.
Up high with the fastball. Popped in the air to right field. And Danny Valencia getting the start tonight, makes the catch for out number 1.
Let's set the defense for Oakland tonight. In the outfield from left to right, it's going to be Crisp, Smolinski, and Valencia, who just made that play. On the infield, third to first, Healy, Pinder, Muncy, and Alonso. Maxwell doing the catching.
Mark Carlson has the plate. Alan Porter, Clint Fagan, Brian Gorman, the crew chief on the bases. Here's Jason Kipnis. Pulls it foul. 63 degrees under clear skies tonight.
Yeah, a little clearer tonight than it was last night. It's a damp, heavy air.
Yeah. Outside he missed. 1-1. Kipnis was 1 for 4 with a double last night.
Manaea has been tough on left-handers this year. Just a 173 average, only giving up 14 hits to lefties.
In tight. Now, you mentioned it's 6'5" and almost 250 pounds. Bit of an imposing figure from the left side. Not a real overpowering pitcher, but looks like he does a pretty good job of keeping the ball behind his body and hiding it as he twists toward first base prior to that delivery. On the ground to first base, and Alonso takes it himself, 2 down. Keys to the game brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Some early base runners would be nice last night. Hits and base runners were at a premium.
Yeah, that's I'll say. The Indians, they didn't score till the what, 8th inning.
And the Tribe will try to get Danny Salazar back on track. Indians had 7 hits last night. Oakland had 4. Indians did not draw a walk. I should say Oakland did not draw a walk. The Indians drew 1. So they had to earn their way on last night.
Well pitched games on both sides.
Lindor socks one in the air to left field. And Coco Crisp makes it 3 up, 3 down. The A's coming to bat. California. The A's starting 9, presented by Spitzer Automotive. Under Bob Melvin, it'll be Coco Crisp leading off, then Jake Smolinski and Danny Valencia. Chris Davis, Yonder Alonso, Ryan Healy in the middle. Max Muncy, Chad Pinder, and Bruce Maxwell will catch in bat 9.
Our Honda starting pitcher is Danny Salazar. Let's see if Danny can locate his fastball. He is 6-2 on the road this year with a 2.67 ERA.
Fastball strike. And that's important.
Yes, it is. It's early. It's very important for him early to throw strikes, no question. Really struggled in his last start at home.
Down low, 1-1. In that start at home, he threw 34 pitches, gave up 3 runs, and was done after 1 inning. Shortest start of his career, but his night wasn't over. It was unusual, but after Salazar exited the ballgame, he went to the bullpen and he threw 3 more simulated innings just to try to build up some stamina, because he basically missed most of the month. And Terry Francona said, you know, it wasn't ideal, but we didn't want to just waste a start and just have to start all over from scratch again. So they felt that was the best way to move forward with him.
Yeah, get your work in, and he did that. Let's check our defense, brought to you by Jeep. Geyer, Davis, Almonte in the outfield. Ramirez, Lindor, Kipnis, Santana on the infield. Jimenez catching.
Jake Smolinski lines one in the air to center field, and Davis no chance to get to it. And a base hit for Oakland. Go down to Andre Knott with more on Danny Salazar.
Oh, well, Chris Jimenez has a plan tonight as a catcher for Danny Salazar. He goes, I'm going to make him mad. He goes, I'm going to get under his skin and tell him how important he is to us, and we need him to pitch like he just gave up a 3-run homer. He says from just being around Danny, he feels like he's a better pitcher when he's angry and mad. So that's the way he wants him to pitch tonight, angry and mad, like he has something to prove to people.
So he's going to be a burr in the saddle.
That's okay. Whatever it takes.
Fouled right back. Danny Valencia did not start last night, but did come on to pinch hit in the 9th. That was a fruitless endeavor against Andrew Miller.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he did strike out the side. He was doing nothing but throwing strikes through 9 straight and 11 out of 13 pitches.
Base hit into right field. And Smolinski stops at second, so back-to-back base hits for Oakland here in the opening frame.
Well, he's throwing strikes, but he must get it down because everything is sort of elevated here. And Valencia stayed on it, put a good swing, but it's so much easier to go the other way when the ball is upstairs. He didn't try to pull it. So now throw strikes, but now get it down.
Now you've got the big bopper, Chris Davis. He's DHing tonight. 32 homers, 79 driven in. Last night, his first 4 strikeout game of the year. Well, the good news for Danny Salazar, he's throwing strikes. The bad news is he's in the same predicament he was in his last start with base runners.
There you go. Yeah, but when you're a pitcher, you'd rather get hit out of the game than walk your way out of the game. And that's what he did. He walked 3 of the first 4 hitters in his last start with the White Sox. And in that out, the only out that he got there was Melky Cabrera, who tried to bunt the pitch that was out of the zone, if you remember. And he hit the second pitch, and it was actually just helped Carrasco or Salazar out.
Davis in the hole, 0-2. Now the 2-strike offering, that took off on him. 2 on, nobody out, right out of the chute for Oakland. The 1-2 pitch in the air, deep right. Back is Almonte. Goodbye, and Oakland jumps to a 3-0 lead as Salazar still searching. In his second starts, he's coming off the DL.
Well, that's another fastball, and everything's been fastballs. But once again, you're going to see it as an elevated fastball. Let's watch the sequence. He was able to get ahead of him 0-2, but watch the put away pitch. There's one down a little bit. Gets him to swing and foul it off. This one misses high, and this one is going to be out over the plate. That Davis stays on, hits his 33rd, and he will drive in his 82nd run with one swing of the bat, and Oakland jumps out to an early 3-0 lead. Second straight start. Salazar has given up 3 in the first.
And Yonder Alonso to the plate. Two quick strikes. Look good, call the ball, 1-2. I can't believe how many pitches we've seen right down the middle of the plate called balls this year. Got him to swing and miss, 2 down.
This was an off-speed pitch here. It must have been a changeup there. Salazar gets the swing and miss from Alonso. His first strikeout, second out in the inning.
Ryan Healy 2 for 3 last night.
Healy on a 9-game hitting streak. He's been swinging it very well for Oakland. 382 average in that streak.
On the breaking ball, and he's got a base hit in the left field. Well, the inning continues for Oakland.
Streak continues and the inning continues. It's a curveball that he leaves upstairs. And if you look at all the pitches in this inning, that's 4 hits. You're going to see everything. The common theme is up in the strike zone. Oakland already with as many hits as they had all of last night.
Well, psychology aside, pitching mad hasn't made a difference. Salazar still has not been able to put it together. Good changeup in for a strike. 1-1 to count.
Well, the thing of it is, you want him to get through this inning. This will be the 20th pitch. Remember, you mentioned the first inning last time, 34 pitches, and he was having a tough time throwing strikes. But get out of here, and maybe he can take a deep breath and settle in somehow. But yeah, you can tell he's shaking. One swing of the bat, they put 3 on the board, and it made him go, oh my goodness.
Max Muncy takes it's outside.
They talked about his last start. Maybe they should have sent him out for an option start, you know, and let him get some work down below, and you can see why. He's coming back again, and he's not the same guy. When you miss, you know, what did he miss? About 3 weeks, a couple of weeks.
You know, that one's in the dirt. So he's walked the batter now, and the inning continues. And the 8th man to bat will be Chad Pinder.
Yeah, Callaway's got to come out. Let's check at some of the locations from Danny here in this first inning. There's the base hit upstairs. And they're on his fastball. There's another one. Valencia takes it to right field. And then you're going to see the 3-run homer all upstairs. Yeah. And I mean, his fastball is straight. So now let's try a breaking ball. That breaking ball is up. So all hits have been elevated in the strike zone. Now he walked a guy, maybe trying to overthrow a little bit. And you can see he's shaking out there. It's a confidence thing, and you see Santana trying to, you know, give him a pat on the back or tell him, let's go, get through this thing. But you can see this is a cruel game. If you're not ready to pitch up at this level and you're searching for things like he has been the last 2 starts.
Officially, Salazar missed 17 days between starts when he was on the DL. And in his first start back, we noted there was no rhythm. And of course, it doesn't help when you're not throwing strikes. You're behind in the count to every hitter you're facing. Tonight, that hasn't been the problem. Tonight, it's just there's no command to anything he's throwing.
Well, and he's throwing a lot of breaking balls now, too. And this is all stuff that, you know, you can't work it out at this level.
Going to go out of plate on the right side.
You know, we've seen him a lot of times this year early in games where he has struggled a little bit with command early, but it always seems like his fastball was able to get him out of innings because he may walk a lot of batters, but he strikes out a lot as well, and he can strike his way out of an inning. But right now, they're hitting the baseball, and he can't command that fastball, and that's his biggest problem.
The 2-1 way outside, and I said to you at the top of our telecast, the changeup has become his put-away pitch, but it's rendered ineffective if you can't get ahead of the hitter for the most part.
Right. Yes, you're pitching from behind, no question. This is now turned into this will be pitch number 27.
Fastball swung on and popped to right. Almonte makes the catch. Salazar survives the first, but the A's send 8 men to the plate. Chris Davis sends one to the cheap seats for a 3-run homer. 2-0 lead. The Tribe will start to catch up. As a pitch outside to Mike Napoli, ball 1. Napoli DHing. Second night in a row he served as the DH. After sitting out the series finale against Toronto and Cleveland.
And a quick turnaround tomorrow, 12:30 game, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him back at first base tomorrow afternoon.
Manaea ties him up with a fastball. It's 1-2. In the dirt.
Yeah, you get your jacket on, you're taking a walk, and right in front of him is Mickey Callaway, the pitching coach, where you have to walk back into the clubhouse. So they're going to go have a chat about something, that's for sure.
Napoli strikes out, 1 down here in the second.
That was a changeup. That's his go-to pitch, his bread and butter pitch, whatever you want to call it. You can see it's down in the zone. He gets Napoli to swing over the top for out number 1 in his first strikeout.
Carlos Santana.
Carlos Santana accounted for the Indians' only run last night, and it was all they needed. It will be a different story tonight. Chop foul. Sean Manaea was the 34th overall pick 3 years ago by the Kansas City Royals. He was traded to Oakland along with pitcher Aaron Brooks at the deadline last year for Ben Zobrist.
Well, Zobrist helped Kansas City in their run last year.
High pop on the infield. Quickly 2 down.
Well, Indians baseball is live with the major MLB.com @bat app. You can stay connected all season with radio broadcasts, video highlights, stats, news, and more. Just download MLB.com @bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone and tablet.
Jose Ramirez was 0 for 4 last night. Takes low ball 1. Sean Manaea, he's a Midwest boy at heart, a native of Indiana. Born in Valparaiso. He went to Larry Bird's alma mater, Indiana State. He set the school single season record with a 1.47 ERA the year he was drafted. And he was 4th in the NCAA that year with 11.5 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. And with that big frame of his, you can see why the Royals thought enough of him to take him with the 34th overall selection.
Well, those Royals, it seems like they draft an awful lot of left-handers, because when they were making trades in Cincinnati, they were giving 3 lefties away. It's like they've got a whole closet full of left-handers, doesn't it?
They traded a lot of them. You're right.
They certainly have.
Jose Ramirez trying to work himself back into the at-bat here, 2-2 now. And he chases one in the dirt. Sean Manaea 6 up, 6 down. His fan to pair. 3-0 Oakland, middle of the second. The number 9 hitter in the order will lead off for Oakland, Bruce Maxwell, the catcher. And Danny Salazar starts him off with a breaking ball for strike 1. Hit on the ground, and the second baseman Jason Kipnis makes the play, 1 away. Our great clip of the game from last night. Carlos Carrasco was simply sensational.
Yeah, he was. He had a good fastball. That slider, he's getting it back, folks. I'll tell you what, he threw some very good sliders going straight down. Mixed his fastball in to go with some changeups. And Carrasco, very good last night. Allowed 4 hits, struck out 9.
Line drive just over the reach of Francisco Lindor, and another base hit for Oakland. 5th hit of the night already.
Yeah, you're going to see another pitch elevated, just like we talked about in the first inning. That belt high and right down the middle of the plate. That is not going to cut it. Big league hitters, man, that's where they make their living.
To give you an idea how good Carlos Carrasco was last night in that performance, he retired the first hitter of every inning, so he was 8 for 8. We talk about baseball being a game of firsts, right?
Right, yes we do.
So he got the first out of all 8 innings. He threw first pitch strikes to 80% of the batters.
Okay.
Major league average is just over 60%, so he's well above that. And this one floored me, Arch. When he was behind, 2-0, 2-1, or 3-ball counts, 80% of those ended in outs.
Wow. Well, that's going your way. That's why he shut him out.
Even when they were ahead, they were behind.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Good. When you're in a good groove like that, they know he was going to be aggressive. They knew he was throwing strikes. So you don't want to take anything when that guy's when a pitcher with his caliber of stuff is pitching like that. A lot of different weapons to put you away.
Ron Washington, the veteran over there, coaching at third. Mike Aldretti coaching over at first. Hayes with 1 on, 1 out. Jake Smolinski, who singled his first time up at the plate. Two and 1.
Would be a good count for Coco to take off, because if you figure if he throws him a fastball and he likes it, he'll be swinging. Coco is the leader in this lineup with stolen bases. He has 7. As a team, Oakland has 44. That's 11th in the league.
Not running, fouled, and broke his back.
He sure did. Well, you can get priority access to 2016 postseason tickets by purchasing 2017 season tickets. By becoming a Tribe season ticket holder for next year, you'll get priority access to tickets for any postseason game played at Progressive Field, plus opening day, team shop discounts, access to Tribe rewards, and more. Let's go to Indians.com for the details.
Couldn't get him to chase. 2-2. And now the count goes full.
Well, 3-0. I would think you got to start your runner here. Stay aggressive. I know Danny's all over the place, but He's been up with everything. Smolinski had a hit.
Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw down. Got him. Strike him out, throw him out, double play, ends the inning. So that was a pitch so big because that could have sent the inning one of two ways. It turns out really well for Danny Salazar.
A's fans are
Brought to you by Miller Lite.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't mess around. He's ready to go with about 30 seconds left in the inning. They have to hold him every inning.
Brandon Geyer leading off, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. I never understood why pitchers need so much time to get ready for an inning. I would think I'd want to save as many bullets as I could.
They don't need to take time. You got to wait for commercial breaks. Some pitchers, they get out there and they get after it. They end up having to sit in the dugout for a while before they go out there. He should stay in his dugout a little bit longer because it doesn't take him many to get loose.
Geyer chops it foul again, third base side. Ran it in on his fists, and he did well just to foul that baby off.
Well, that's a good pitch for him with that changeup. He keeps the right-handed hitters honest. You know, they're looking for something maybe soft and away, and he can run that heater in on you. And that's about the best you could do with it right there, unless he makes a mistake. Look at, he's jamming them deep.
Stayed right in there.
And he's got to get a new piece of lumber. You know, with the foul territory here, and you're going to see him it bust his bat. The bad boys are ready. Every time a hitter comes to the plate, they have an extra bat in case that happens. Exactly what just did to Geyer. And he's sitting in the on deck, so he'll walk that bat out so they don't have any time to wait.
Good take by Geyer, and it's 2-2.
He's already back bringing out another one.
Hit hard, but foul. This park is a little bit like Fenway, even old Cleveland Stadium, where you had that long walk, maybe after a tough strikeout. Long walk back to the dugout.
Oh, these people could abuse you. They had the worst fans in the world here for getting on you. Oh, I had some good days here. He treated me beautifully.
Dyer's wearing him out as far as making him throw a lot of pitches here.
You know, back in those days, they didn't have the big SS Davis sitting out in center field.
Right.
You know, that's where you wrap around, and the seats wrapped around basically all the way, and that was open out there, and those fans were loud and vicious.
Right on top of you in the outfield,
yeah,
aren't they?
Yeah, and they loved their A's, and they hated anybody else who came into play.
Political correctness wasn't really in vogue then either, so you can say pretty much anything.
It's still not here, out here. You know, you get into the Bay Area, it's a different breed of fan.
10th pitch of the at bat, and Geyer works a walk. What a job!
Yeah, it really was a very good at bat to lead this inning off. After being down, he fouled off a couple pitches. One cost him a bat, but he's on first base.
Batting in the 8th position, right fielder.
That's going to bring up
35,
Abe Almonte. 0 for 3 last night. Down and in, 1-1. Chopped up the middle. And the shortstop Pinder steps on the bag, turning 2. That'll bring up Chris Jimenez.
Batting in the 9th position, the catcher, number 38, Chris Jimenez.
Manaea delivers down and in.
Chris from right around this area, out in the Bay Area. He has a lot of family members here tonight.
Yeah, it's a home game for him.
Yes, it is.
Strike to the inside corner. Playing sparingly, but over his last 7 games, Jimenez 5 hits, 16 at bats. He's scored 3, he's driven in 4, a couple of doubles.
Yeah, his day of the week to catch used to be when Trevor Bauer was pitching, but that has changed. Bauer pitching in tomorrow's game. I'm sure Jimenez, that's why he's playing tonight. Perez will be back in there again tomorrow.
The 2-1. Rope foul. Maybe he's the fixer. You know, he came on, he got Bauer turned around. Now he's got the challenge of trying to get Salazar back on track.
Well, whatever it takes. And he's a veteran. He's been around. He's been with a lot of different pitchers with a lot of other organizations. So,
by the way, Yan Gomes is traveling with the ball club. He's working. He threw.
He worked out early today, I know.
He's throwing, I think, up to 100 feet. The 2-2. Outside, Terry Francona said he'll probably be ready to hit. Probably be ready to maybe go into some minor league games in DH before he's ready to catch. But there's some optimism that he could be ready by next month.
You know, minor league games are running out of time, so it'll have to be when we end up getting home.
3-2. Just missed, and Jimenez works it for a walk, 2nd of the inning. And a 2-out base runner now for Rajai Davis. Let's go downstairs to Andre Knott.
Well, Yan Gomes today caught the by Corey Kluber. He also hit in the cages. Now he'll be able to DH before he can catch, so that'll happen. Also, Rajai Davis did something special today. Ricky Henderson's here. Matt, you and I saw him yesterday.
Yeah.
He's like a roving instructor for the A's right now. Well, today Rajai had a job to do because Rajai remembers Ricky when he played out here. Tyler Naquin wanted to meet Ricky Henderson. Very interesting conversation. He was like a little kid in a candy store when Rajai introduced him.
Down the right side, it's going to slice out of play. Hey, the guy's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest players.
He is the greatest base stealer ever.
Yeah. He told us.
Well, and he should, because he was unbelievable. I mean, that guy, he's still in shape. Looks like he could play. He had a long career with a lot of different teams, but he started right here.
Yeah, Arch, you think about Ricky Henderson and Tim Raines, guys whose game was built on speed, and they played forever.
They were, they were strong. They had big legs. They were, pretty much cut out of the same mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, two very good players, no question.
Pulls it foul.
Didn't get to play against Raines, but we got to see him in the American League. But he was a Montreal guy and a National League guy for the most part. But Ricky played against him, and this guy was unbelievable. He would walk a lot, leading off games, and he'd get hit home runs. He could, and if he didn't hit a home run, you walked, he could steal second, third.
Rajai out looking. Sean Manaea shut out baseball through threes, walked a couple. He has struck out 3 Indians hitters, and it's 3-0 Oakland.
This moment in MLB history.
$50 for kids 12 and under with the purchase of an adult ticket. Kids tickets located in the family deck out of Progressive Field, home to the expanded kids clubhouse. Go to Indians.com for your tickets.
Bottom of the third, with Oakland leading 3-0. Danny Valencia will lead it off for the A's. He singled and scored in that first inning. Fouls the pitch right back. Yanked it. And they count 1-2.
Yeah, that yank was a changeup from Danny.
smoked deep into the left field corner. He just doesn't have the ability to put guys away right now.
Well, he doubled up on that changeup, and Valencia just what it did, it sped up his bat, and he had a rope down into the corner for Valencia. That'll be his 17th double. Again, he's in the hitting lanes. He's missing middle of the plate, whether it's up, whether it's down. That was his second straight changeup, but he got a feel. But that one got hit out. 6 hits now for Oakland, and we're just entering the 3rd inning. Davis, a guy in his last 9 at-bats, he's been all or nothing. Struck out 7 times, but hit 2 home runs, and he hit the big 3-run homer back in the 1st. Watch the location. Up and away, fastball. And he stayed on it, drove it out to right field. He's got outstanding power.
Out of play to the right.
There's his homers by direction. 12 to left, 14 to center, and 7 the other way. That's pretty evenly spread. It's not easy to drive a ball, but there's another long pitch.
It's that changeup, I guess. He's either yanking it or he's hanging it.
Well, I don't know the grip. If it's too tight, I don't know. But it's a pitch which is his pitch. You mentioned that's his pitch that he gets his strikeouts with. But right now, it's a field pitch, and he doesn't feel it. So there goes another run to 3rd, and they're going to bring the infield in here with nobody out.
Outside, he missed 3-1.
You know, early in a ball game, you usually wait till you get to 1 out to bring that infield in. But right now, with the down 3, they're trying to cut off every run they can.
Swung on and missed. Not exactly where Jimenez wanted it, and that's why he's probably going to go out for a chat.
Yeah, watch. You're going to go right there. He wants it away, and he throws him another pitch, and he just got done hitting that pitch out of the ballpark his last at-bat. Not quite. That one, the other one might have been just an inch or 2 down. Well, he needs a strikeout here.
Fouled back. Staying with that fastball. That one was located where he wanted it.
Yeah, he's got some pitches all over the place there.
Yeah, he lost it. Ball 4, the first 2 have reached here in the 3rd.
Second walk for Danny.
First baseman, number 17, Yonder Alonso.
Yonder Alonso struck out his first time up. Guys down in that Indians bullpen are stretching, limbering up.
Yeah, they know
They're anticipating a phone call.
It'll be ringing here very soon if Salazar doesn't get his act together.
Out of play. Indians started the night with an 8-game lead. over Detroit in the loss column. 9 games in front of Kansas City. Both of those teams have won tonight.
Send along a happy birthday wish to Everett Willard, turning 90 today, from Toboso, Ohio. Everett, happy birthday.
There's one I haven't heard of before.
I know.
Toboso.
Yeah.
The 0-2 just missed inside, but a good spot to miss.
Just a little bit in off the plate. You know, he had 0-2. He can afford to go in there off the plate.
Right field. And Almonte makes the catch. Coming home from third and scoring is Valencia, and the A's lead is 4-0. So a sac fly for Alonso and his 43rd run batted in on the year.
Now batting third baseman.
It's an off-speed pitch from Danny. That changeup that he was able to get and pull to right field. So they take advantage of the wild pitch. They score a run. They add on. 4-zip Oakland.
But again, there's another example of just he hasn't been the same Salazar. You know, when he's 0-2, 1-2,
yeah,
most of the time he's going to punch you out, and he just can't do it. And there was a spot where he really needed a strikeout. Snap throw to first, back safely as Davis. Left center. Coming hard, Brandon Guyer slides and makes the catch. And there are 2 down. Fine play in left by Guyer.
He came in. It was a late slide for him. It looked like it was off the end of the bat a little bit. Guyer comes in, picks it up right before it hits the ground. Nice play. So out number 2.
And the batter is Max Muncy, who walked his only time up. Foul up the first base side. And a cracked bat for Muncy.
Tried to go in there a couple of times. When he's had 2 strikes, he just hasn't been able to hit it yet. As far as that inside fastball.
Upstairs, 2-2. Down low. Well, there's a couple of ways to look at this. One, I think there's reasonable concern going on right now with what you're seeing from Salazar. But the good news is that it doesn't seem to be a physical issue because he's still got good velocity.
They're going to have to work him through his problems and get out there and pitch. And yeah, exactly. He's going to have to find it and find it right there between the lines. He's at about 60 pitches. He will be after this one. So you got to work your way through it, man. Get it done. They chose when they brought him back not to send him out or option him to get his work in. So you got to get it done here.
Runner goes high, ball 4. Well, he's walked 2 in the inning. And Chad Pinder will be the batter.
Now batting shortstop.
Well, there's that call. Is going to get into action.
Chad Pinder.
You knew it was just a matter of time.
Out of play. Salazar right now averaging better than 20 pitches an inning. A's have already scored 4. And threatening again with 2 on and 2 out. Just put another one on the board. Dyer will cut it off, but Davis scores. Muncy to third. 5-0 Oakland. Chad Pinder with just his 2nd hit in 13 at-bats this year.
Well, another one elevated, and the theme of the night is just Salazar again up in the strike zone, and A's hitters taking advantage of him. So they will get a 2-out base hit. They'll make it a 5-0 game. Out comes Mickey Callaway to let McAllister get loose. But let's look at some of the location from Salazar from hits. It's almost like he's out there. He's flinching after every time they get a base hit because it's upstairs. Everything. And you know he's in trouble. There's one that change up down there. There's a couple of spikes, and then there's one up there. He has really struggled. And Pinder, that's his first RBI, first Major League ribby. So this is an Oakland team that had 4 hits last night, and they're at 7 right now. We're in the 3rd inning. They also have 3 walks, so they have had a boatload of base runners here early.
They had Bruce Maxwell, who grounded out his only time up as the batter. Maxwell 2 for 24. At the plate this year. Strike to the outside corner at the knees. 1-1. Just saw Ron Washington last night. Oakland never got a runner to third base.
Yeah, he's had some company tonight.
He's waved 5 by him already. He's got Max Muncy with 2 down, trying to get him home. Right back to Salazar, and that will end the inning. 2 more for Oakland. Through 3, the A's lead it 5-0.
Up there at center field dancing the night away. I told you, a different breed of fan.
Yeah, you're
out here.
right. Jason Kipnis leads off, takes ball one.
It's one way to stay a little warmer out here.
Don't bring that up tonight.
The only thing they have to do, though, they got to take him to the zoo when they're done.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah. The circus was in town last night. Maybe they escaped.
Maybe they could lend one of those costumes to Andre. Keep him warm down there. Those are hilarious. Where do you find something like that, these books?
I couldn't tell you. They don't look homemade.
That'd be a great Halloween trick-or-treat outfit, though, wouldn't it?
You're big into that. You may want to dig in to see where they got them at. They may have a shop near you.
Here's
You look good in that.
Kipnis chases one in the dirt. Maxwell fires to first. Fourth strikeout for Sean Manaea. Let's go back to the studios right now for an in-game update with Al Pawlowski. All right, thanks, Al. Sean Manaea fires a strike to Francisco Lindor, who is 0 for 1. He flied to left back in the first.
He can't get out of there fast enough. He's running for cover. Well, the Indians looking for their first hit of the night. The only 2 base runners they had were walks last inning.
And the 1-2 offering. Hit on the ground to short. 2 down. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Take a look at some of the injuries for the A's. Billy Butler on the 7-day concussion DL after the skirmish between he and Danny Valencia. Sonny Gray, Sean Doolittle, certainly those are key injuries. Doolittle out of the bullpen and Gray one of their key starters.
You know, Manaea, the rookie, he ranks second among American League rookie pitchers with strikeouts. He now has 96 innings pitched. Coming into the day, he had 110. This is his 19th start. I'll tell you, only 4 wins, but all 4 of them have come in this ballpark.
Napoli shoots one deep right field down the line, and it's a fair ball in the corner. Mike's digging for 2. Here's the throw, and he is out at second base. The Indians get their first hit of the night, but Napoli is gunned down trying to leg it into a double. The Oakland A's have been able to tattoo Danny Salazar 5 runs on 7 hits in 3 innings. He's walked 3, struck out just 2. And Coco Crisp is batting for the 3rd time, and this is the 4th inning. A little high, 2-0.
Well, we've been saying that all night, a little high. We'd like to see him have a nice quick inning where he can maybe pitch a couple more and work through some of his issues. He did not allow an earned run in his first 2 starts against the A's in his career, but boy, they got him early tonight, a 3-run homer. They had 4 hits in the first. There you go. A couple of hits last inning to go with a couple of walks, sacrifice fly, and a 2-out base hit.
Threw the bat at it, popped it up, and it's going to get out of play. And a full count. One hopper to second base. And there's one down in the 4th. Time for a T-Mobile game changer. Or actually our T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. Gary Sanchez of the Yankees catcher. You realize he's the first Yankee to be named Yankee catcher to be named American League Player of the Week since Thurman Munson.
Yeah. Well, look at 7 homers in his last 15 hits in 8 games. He's been on fire. They've called that kid up thinking, where has he been? What a tremendous start he is off to go with a couple other rookies that when they started making changes, the young kids have gotten an opportunity and have certainly taken advantage of it.
In tight, he missed. It's funny, every other team in baseball does it.
Yeah.
The Yankees, it just took them a little while to figure this out.
Well, usually they trade their young players.
Long way into left center, but Rajai Davis runs it down, and there are 2 away. Well, we're going to come right back here tomorrow and wrap this series up. It's a late afternoon start. It'll be a 3:30 Eastern Time first pitch. Our coverage begins with Indians Live at 3 o'clock. Trevor Bauer looking for his 10th win of the year. He'll go up against Kendall Graveman. Should be a good matchup. We'll have it all for you right here on Sports Time Ohio. Danny Valencia. He's already 2 for 2.
There's a pitch where we haven't seen him down in the zone that much. Right there. That pitch right there is where he's got to be. And when you prove you get down there early, then you can get some strikes away high and they may chase him. But there's a 1-2-3 inning for him.
We've played 4 in Oakland. It's the A's 5, the Indians nothing. Baseball is brought to you by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. By your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. And by the Cleveland Clinic. Access anytime, anywhere. 5-0 Oakland as you take a look at Mountain Davis, which is in center field. And if you'll notice, the very first row in that section is still higher than the last row of the original structure. So if you look all the way down to the left,
okay, gotcha.
You see the corner of the old structure, and you'll notice the top row, it's still lower than the first row of that upper deck, which I don't even think
they don't use it
for football anymore.
They don't use it.
They tarped that all off. But what that did give them was 3 levels of suites, and that's where all the money's at.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch to Carlos Santana, and he hits one on the infield where the third baseman Healy grabs it. 1 down.
Now, number 11, Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez, 0 for 1, struck you out his first time up. And a fastball fouled away.
I will say this, in the first game and a half of this series, the Indians' bats have not been too loud. They have not hit a lot of balls on the nose at all. They came off a homestand where they were hitting it all over the place, hitting with 2 strikes. I know it's tough to continue that, but right now it's a little slow.
1-2 the count. I mean, they have been absolutely shut down offensively by Oakland so far in the series.
He has made some nice pitches tonight. The young rookie, he's moved it around. He's changed speeds. He's pitched inside to the right-handers. There's only one left-handed hitter in there, and that's Kipnis. As you can see, he's got him swinging at pitches out of the zone. First time he's ever faced the Indians, and he's done a great job to this point.
Sean Manaea with the 2-2 to Ramirez. And he hits a high fly ball to center, but Smolinski will make the catch. 2 down.
Take a look at some of the pitches Manaea has been throwing this ball club, and you're going to see it's a little change up away. He's got him off stride. He's messing with their rhythm. That little breaking ball down and in. He throws a fastball by him inside, and he's really used both sides of the plate. He's changed speeds, and they have not hit anything really hard. So he has been in total command.
Brandon Geyer socks one to right center in the gap, and it will go to the wall. Well, he hit that one hard on the screws, and it's a 2-out double for Geyer. And the Indians have a runner in scoring position for the first time tonight.
There's a nice little short stroke. He got a fastball that was out over the plate. Got a little too much of that plate. Took advantage of it. Put a good short stroke on it to right center field. Geyer gets his 15th double. But it comes with 2 outs, so now it's going to take some hitting to continue. Get him on the board at least. We're in the 5th inning.
Abraham Almonte is 0 for his last 8 at the plate. And so far, since coming back, he's just 5 for 30 on the road. All of his action offensively has been at home, where he has 21 hits.
A lot of our hitters like it at home for whatever reason. They have been very comfortable. It's funny, it seems like our pitchers pitch better on the road than they do at home, and our hitters hit better at home than they do on the road. Try to figure it out. We can't.
0-2. Well, the catcher, Bruce Maxwell, was headed for the dugout. He thought it was strike 3, but I don't know. Mark Carlson saw something different.
Well, you know what? He's been calling it all night, so he just gets up and says he does the 2-step shuffle to throw it back. You know, you don't want to show up umpires, but when you know you got a strike, you sort of run to the dugout.
And Almonte bangs it on the ground to third, and the inning is over. Middle of the 5th, 5-0 Oakland. Lead, bottom of the 5th. In the city by the bay. For the Athletics, it will be Chris Davis, Yonder Alonso, Ryan Healy. Davis, the 3-run homer in the first, his 33rd home run of the season. Strokes another long drive to deep right, and it's over the head of Almonte, who plays it off the wall. And into second base with a leadoff double is Chris Davis. He is 2 for 2 on the night with a walk.
Well, he's swinging it well. He's got Salazar's number today.
And here is the in-game recap, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. There's the 3-run blast in the first. In the third, it was a sac fly and an RBI knock by Chad Pinder. And that accounts for all the scoring in the ballgame. And that's going to be it for Danny Salazar. He goes 4 innings and 1 batter here tonight. That'll be 8 hits allowed by Salazar. He walked 3 and struck out just 2. And the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made for Zach McAllister here in the 5th inning with the Indians down 5-0. we saw it early in the game. His biggest problem tonight was the ball was up in the strike zone, and Oakland didn't miss. They teed off.
Still searching, man. He's still searching. He gave up 8 hits in his 4 innings of work, and to this point 5 runs, and he's responsible for Davis, who is on second base.
Ground ball right back to McAllister. He tried to look the runner back, but he was already headed for third. In fact, he was more than halfway there, and McAllister probably figured he had no chance to get him.
Well, what you do here, you know, he stopped it, which was a shot. He might have had a chance for him, but you have to get it out. You see, he was looking it back, and he was already on the way, like you said. So you just make sure you get it out in that situation. It sort of shocked him. And now they will bring the infield in again.
Infield in with Ryan Healy at the plate. He singled in the first inning. Slide to left his last time up, and it was a nice play by Brandon Geyer to rob him of a hit. At the knees, outside corner. Now the 1-1 from McAllister. An off-speed pitch, and another close one does not go the pitcher's way, and it's 2-1. Three balls and a strike.
Just again, that was a pretty good fastball down, but just off the plate. So now Healy in a good hitter's count, 3-1 here, looking for a pitch he can elevate and get the sacrifice fly, or a pitch to get him in from third base.
Hard hit by Ramirez down the line. Scoring is Davis. Healy on his way to second. Here's the throw by Geyer. And Healy's got himself an RBI double. And that makes it 6-0 Oakland, and that closes the books on Danny Salazar, who gives up all 6 here tonight.
Yeah, 3-1 count. Hitters, they get greedy, man. They take a healthy cut, and he's able to pull that ball past Ramirez at third base. Healy hits his 6th double, gets his first RBI. He has 2 hits on the night. And Oakland's bats are coming to life tonight. They have been asleep for a while, but not tonight.
Breaking ball for a strike. Downstairs.
Yeah, the middle part. 3-4 guys did the damage tonight. Valencia, Davis. They're 4 for 5, 3 ribbies, and 5 runs scored.
You know, speaking of Davis, who hit his 33rd home run of the year tonight in that first inning. We've been tracking and talking about how many home runs have been hit this year, and and somewhat on historic levels, the fact that there have been more 50-homer days this year than ever before in the history of baseball. As runner goes, the ball pulled to first. Santana will flip to McAllister for the second out. Just kind of raises your eyebrows and makes you wonder what in the world's going on. Well, this is a good one too. Guys at Inside Edge pointed out that the quartet of Baltimore, Adam Jones, Manny Machado, Chris Davis, and Mark Trumbo, those 4 hitters coming into today had out-homered 6 major league teams.
No kidding.
Those 4 have out-homered the Angels, the Pirates, the Royals, the Marlins, the Giants, and the Braves.
Wow. 4 players alone. I mean, and I don't think Adam Jones is having a good year for him.
He's hit 24. Machado's hit 28.
Take that back.
Davis is hit 29, and of course Trumbo with 38. That's all coming into today.
Right.
But that's amazing.
It truly is.
Four guys have out-homered 6 whole teams.
Well, we witnessed them. They can hit them too, that ball club. That's what they live by. They live by the long ball.
There for a while, it looked like there were some individuals who would out-hit the entire Atlanta Braves roster.
Yeah,
they didn't hit a home run for about a month. They've hit 88 as a team. The Giants are the next closest to them, and they've hit 101. Strike at the knees.
Yeah, Baltimore's been a team where that's where they do their damage, is at their home ballpark. 41 wins, which is the most in the American League. Yeah, that's and Chicago Cubs, they have 45, but in the American League, 41 and 22. That's the best.
Ground ball, weakly hit to Kipnis. And he'll throw him out to end the inning. But one more on the board for Oakland, and the A's rolling tonight, lead at 6-0. Along the Memorial Shoreway at the Neo-Cycle Night Ride presented by Cuyahoga Community College. Neo-Cycle is Cleveland's cycling and outdoor festival presented by Ohio Savings Bank. For more information, go to neocycle.org. 6th inning here at the Coliseum in Oakland, and Chris Jimenez will lead it off. He walked in the 3rd. Sean Manaea has been terrific. He's allowed just 2 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 4. Way outside. Jimenez rocks it to deep left field, and it's gone. A home run. The Indians are on the board.
And There's the Jimenez contingency standing up and cheering. It seems like a city over there behind the dugout. Well, they're on the board.
Hit just over the 362-foot mark in left center with the raised fence out there.
Yeah, got a nice pitch to his liking. They wanted to go inside. Boy, Chris was waiting for it, man. He gave it a ride. Hardest ball hit tonight, so he's been on. He walked the first time, hit a homer, his 4th. And the Indians are on the board. It's now 6-1. 19th homer given up by Manaea.
And Rajay Davis takes a strike. And he shoots one down the right side, out of play. Chased one in the dirt. 5th strikeout for Sean Manaea. 1 down in the 6th.
Well, season tickets offer the best perks, including savings and access to Tribe Rewards. And today's Tribe Rewards TV code is KIPNESS. Visit Indians.com season tickets for complete details.
Jason Kipnis 0 for 2, struck out his last time up. Pulls that one just foul. Fastball in on his hands. Kipnis able to fight it off to stay alive. Maxwell wanted to go change up there, and Manaea said, no, let's go fastball in. Kipnis spoils it. Let's see if they go back and maybe try to get him with a change up here. Fastball away. Sometimes lefties are hesitant to throw the changeup to a left-handed hitter, but he throws it, and Kipnis beats it into the ground, and there are 2 away. That will bring up Francisco Lindor, who is 0 for 2 on the night.
Now batting, number 12, Francisco Lindor.
Strike to the outside edge with the fastball. Foul up the third base side. 0-2. Ran it up the ladder, and a fastball blew it by him, and Sean Manaea is cruising right along. His only blemish on the scorecard, a solo shot by Chris Jimenez here in the 6th. Top sixth inning, home half, will feature Bruce Maxwell to lead off for the A's. Zach McAllister, who worked the scoreless fifth inning, will stay on a pitch here in the sixth. Action in the bullpen as we speak. Right-hander Jeff Manship getting loose for Cleveland. Maxwell has grounded out twice tonight, once to second, once right back to the mound. Takes a fastball strike to even the count at 1-1. And a breaking ball misses just off the plate. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
Threw that ball right by him.
Threw the fastball by him and gets a strikeout. It's only the third strikeout for Indians pitching tonight.
It's going to be our Circle K strikeout. You're going to see a high fastball. He threw the one right before him, or right past him, and he does there too.
Coco Crisp 1 out of 3 on the night. And it takes low. Fastball upstairs, and the count 2-0.
And wind continuing to pick up a little bit here. Last night it sort of died down later on in the night.
Breeze blows in from left and out toward right. Guess you get a little bit of a swirl because it is mostly an enclosed ballpark.
Yeah.
With the exception of those two little notches in left and in right field where the flagpoles sit.
Well, Davis sort of like driving the ball to right field. It had some carry going that way, we know.
Strike 3 called. 2 down. A couple of punch outs for McAllister.
Yeah, I like the location of this pitch down. It was an excellent spot. Watch the movement on it. It's at the knees, and it's got a little comeback to it on the plate. Boy, that's where you want to go. There's not much a hitter can do with pitches down there.
And with 2 gone, Jake Smolinski, who is 1 for 3 on the night. Upstairs, ball 1. Indians won the series opener last night 1-0. Tonight in Miami, the Royals beat the Marlins by the same score. Yordano Ventura is on the mound for Kansas City tonight. Marlins have lost Giancarlo Stanton and also Derek Dietrich, the Cleveland, Ohio product, now on the DL. Shattered bat. Ramirez. Long throw on the move. On the money. And the A's go 1-2-3. We go to the 7th, 6-1 Oakland. Injury Lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partner of the Cleveland Indians. Indians baseball is brought to you by the Injury Lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partner of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. By Ford, built Ford tough. And by Firelands Regional Medical Center. Back here in Oakland, where the A's have a 6-1 lead over the Indians going to the 7th inning of play, and Mike Napoli will lead it off. Napoli drove a ball into the right field corner in the 4th inning. But he was thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double.
Yeah, Valencia made a nice throw. Got to the ball quickly. He's moved his fastball around pretty well.
Yeah.
Not only in, there was one down and away, but that's where his changeup's been a lot of the times. And then there's a breaking ball that you get him to swing over the top of. Really had the Indians hitters off balance tonight.
And that's usually hard to do. This is a lineup that does a very good job of handling off-speed pitches. And most hitters go up looking for the fastball and reacting to off-speed pitches, but this is not an easy lineup to fool. But Manaea has done just that all night long. That's his 7th strikeout, 1 away here in inning number 7. Stat of the game tonight brought to you by Buick.
Now batting.
And Carlos Santana with 27 home runs, the most by any switch hitter in the bigs. And the number of solo home runs can be attributed, I think, to a couple of things. One, most of his at-bats, or sure has seemed like it, have come in the leadoff spots, not necessarily an RBI position.
Well, how many
65
times?
starts as the leadoff man, 44 in the 5 hole.
Well, 6 times he led the game off with home runs, so there's 6.
And then you've had that.
Yeah.
The other element to that story is that, you know, with runners in scoring position, he's hit just .233 this year, and he seems to be overly aggressive when he's had those RBI situations. And he goes down swinging. Number 8 now for Manaea. In 4 of the last 5 hitters have struck out.
Oh, look at that ball. He's just, that's down in the dirt. No chance to hit that pitch. And he gets the swing and miss. He had 2 last inning. He has 2 this inning and 8 on the game.
What has made Manaea's performance tonight all the more remarkable is that there are only 16 hitters in baseball that have batted over 300 on the year against off-speed pitches, and the Indians have 4 of those 16 hitters in the lineup.
Wow.
Well, only 3 tonight because Naquin's sitting out, but Tyler Naquin, Jose Ramirez, Mike Napoli, and Francisco Lindor have all batted over 300 against off-speed pitches this year, and that's among guys who have at least 200 at bats. So we're talking about primarily everyday guys.
Sure.
But Manaea, Rick, for whatever reason, he's been able to get ahead of him with his fastball, and then he's been able to get him to chase. Maybe it's because they're not familiar with him, whatever the case is.
It's his first start, but he hasn't made mistakes with that off-speed pitch. If you look, they're down, and they're swinging at balls in the dirt. He hasn't left any spinners up. You know, that's where he misses.
Yeah.
He's missing down in the zone. And for 6'5" guy, a left-hander, he leverages it down pretty well. We haven't seen many up here.
Nope.
Up around the belt and in the middle of the plate.
The one we did see, Napoli hit down into the corner, but he got thrown out trying to go to second base.
Jimenez got one up. That one's even down, even though it was hit pretty darn hard.
Another 1-2-3 inning for Sean Manaea. The left-hander has been brilliant tonight. 6-1 Oakland, stretch time here by the Bay. Pitcher for the Indians, it's Jeff Manship. Takes over for Zach McAllister, and he's got the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up in the Oakland lineup. One thing about the Coliseum is the music's always entertaining in between innings.
Yeah.
They went from Rockwell, which is a great mid-1980s hit, Somebody's Watching Me, but then they followed up with the Spice Girls. That's like going back 5 steps. They were on a roll. That's a misfire right there.
Well, and this sound system is about as loud as anyone, you know, in baseball, and always has been.
It booms. Swung on and missed by Danny Valencia, who has single-doubled and has scored 2 runs.
Yeah, Valencia and Davis have done the major part of the damage for the A's tonight. They've scored 5 runs. They've driven in 3. Of course, the Davis 3-run homer in the first.
Broke his bat. Ramirez fires it over, 1 down. Let's go down to Andre Knott.
Well, first of all, I disagree with you on the music. It was perfect because the people dance, and that's the DJ's job. Not what I want to talk about, though. We'll get to that later.
All right, Sporty Spice, go ahead.
I wanna. No, as Chris Davis comes up to the plate. You know, back when we were in Anaheim, Francisco Lindor went to the RBI program in Compton, California. Afterwards, he told me it was the nicest place he had been to as he's gone on all these trips to help out kids. Well, Chris Davis's father, Rodney, who played in the Dodgers organization and was a former scout, is a senior advisor of MLB's Urban Youth Academy. Chris told me before tonight's game, Rodney has taken great pleasure in taking over that role with the MLB's Urban Youth Academy. Says he always said we had to give back, and he goes, I never thought this is what he would do, but it's the proudest moment I have as a son, knowing my dad's taking care of the youth of Compton with baseball.
Just fouled at the third base side as Davis will go back and try again. You know, it's one thing to send a check, put your name on it, but for guys like Francisco Lindor to go out into those communities and be on the ground and talk to the kids and shake a hand, look somebody in the eye.
Where the kids can actually see you. Yeah.
And just tell them your dreams can come true too if you put in the work. That means a lot. That carries a lot of weight.
Yeah, it does. And I'll tell you what, a lot of guys do that now that, you know, a lot of people don't see or understand the work that they do behind the scenes.
Well, Arch, think about it though. I mean, I know we're going back a few years, but in your day, you had to get out. You guys were still, you know, trying to get fans to come to the ballpark. You were out spreading the gospel, if you will, and selling the game. These guys today, they make the kind of money where they don't really have to go out if they don't want to. So for a guy like Lindor, that's because he wants to do it, wants to put himself out there.
Yeah, that's you know what, everybody should, because give back to what the game is giving you. And if you're as gracious to giving back to whomever it may be, I'll tell you what, it pays dividends.
It'll come back to you.
Yes, it certainly will.
Nice inning for Jeff Manship. The A's go in order. We go to the 8th. 6-1 Oakland. Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Our boy Koha told us you can get those online. It's about $60 a pop for one of those. So if you want one for Halloween.
60?
Yeah.
Nice.
John Axford will come out and pitch here in the 8th inning.
That'll just be right around World Series time, so we might be able to dress up and do it.
That would be awesome.
Leading off for Cleveland,
Lonnie Chisnall is going to bat for Brandon Guyer. John Axford has not allowed an earned run in 9 of the last 10 games he's pitched. But he has had his problems at times this year.
Well, he can get wild, and if he walks anybody, that's good. That could start an inning. You never know. And we've seen him. He's got a good curveball. He has good stuff, but he can get wild. So be patient. Make him get in the strike zone. Still gets it up there in the mid-90s.
It's funny, you know, he pitched for the Indians, but before tonight, he had never faced them. This is the only team he's never pitched against.
Really?
Yeah. Doesn't seem possible.
No,
does it?
I thought we saw him sometime down the road. He's been with enough different teams.
Milwaukee might have, maybe it was spring training. We might have actually saw him on the mound.
Well, that could be. There we go. Patience, patience. 3-1. He will walk somebody. Boy, I'll tell you what, that's the Indians are thanking Melvin over there for taking out Manaea. He pitched a whale of a game, didn't he? 3 hits, he had a couple walks, 8 strikeouts. The only run giving up a home run by Chris Jimenez.
And right after that home run, 6 straight. Most of them via the strikeout. 4 of them. So yeah, terrific job by.
Kept him off balance, off stride, swinging at pitches down in the zone. He had really good command.
Lonnie Chisenhall socks one to center field. Oh, are you kidding me? Jake Smolinski with a sensational play. I didn't think there was any way he could catch that ball.
You're right. That ball was dead hit, line drive, smoked. It looked like he caught it when it was past him. Boy, he had a run, and look at the distance he has to cover. And I mean, on the dead sprint, he lays out as long and as far as he could. It looked like his left toe hit the ground just to give him one last spring at the baseball. What a catch. That is a fine running play right there. Takes a hit away from Chisenhall, and it keeps the leadoff man off base. He should be smiling.
That one gets multiple stars.
Yes, it does. Just think, after Saturday or whenever they play here, the Raiders, that would have been a diving catch in the end zone.
That's right.
And I mean, look at that, right into the top of the glove. That's concentration. That really is a terrific play.
Abraham Almonte down on the count 0-1. It's almost like, as you look at it on replay. Now, granted, he's on the dead run. It's hard to react, but it's like he jumped maybe just a step too soon. He was coming down when he actually made the grab.
When you get running that fast, you can't, change your footsteps. You're on the dead run, so you've got to jump when you can, because you can't really get your footwork together.
Not like going in for a layup where you can kind of stutter step.
Exactly. This is on the dead run. He's trying to catch up to the baseball. And you see, he did jump because he was on a dead sprint, and he had to put that left toe down just to.
Oh, he's trying to stay in bounds.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. You go out and try and run as fast as you can, and then jump when you're running. Really hard to do.
Out of play by Almonte. I remember maybe 15, 16 years ago coming here for a big series late in the year against Oakland. And it might have even been Sandy Alomar who hit a line drive to center. It looked like it was going to be a game-winning hit. Terrence Long was playing center for Oakland. He made one of those just all-out diving catches and caught it, robbed him, ended the game. It was like, wow.
Yeah. Oh, that's better than getting a game-winning hit.
If you're on defense, yeah absolutely.
Sure is.
I'm pretty sure it was Sandy who had the line drive. Could be wrong, but
because hitters, when they hit a ball, they know when they think they have a hit, and when a guy makes a play, they go, "You got to be kidding me!" They're swearing at you when you're coming off the field.
Jimenez waiting on deck. Indians down 5 and running out of time here tonight.
Continue to foul them off, and they all have been fastballs. See if he takes him off the fastball with a curveball one time. It's still a 2-2 count even when you miss with it.
Well, you saw that last pitch. Axford hasn't lost much with the velocity. That was 97.
I know he can still get it up there. Okay, there's your ball. Now it's 3-2. Now you go back to the fastball, but
6 blown saves on the year for Axford. It's tied for the second most in the majors. Remember, a reliever can get a blown save at any point in a game if he gives up the lead. And there's a base hit for Almonte, and that's what the Indians need, some runners. Well, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Last time up for Chris Jimenez, he went deep. He sent it out of here for his 4th home run of the year, but he will not get a chance to hit another one. He'll be lifted for a pinch hitter, as Tyler Naquin will come to the plate with 1 on and 1 out here in the 8th inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, batting for Jimenez, number 30, Tyler Naquin.
As I said, Indians are kind of running out of time, running out of chances, so I imagine that's why Terry Francona goes to the pinch hitter here. It's not that he's open. Naquin can change the game with 1 swing of the bat, but he's hoping he can at least,
he's banking that Naquin's got a better chance to get on than Jimenez.
Even though Chris has been on twice tonight in 2 trips. And Naquin is in the hole 0-2. Maxwell looks into the dugout. On a high fastball. No chase. Staying with the hard stuff. It's 1-2. That's foul out of play. 13,141 the announced attendance here tonight, up from just over 10,000 last night. It's probably due to the Chris Jimenez fan club.
Yeah, that's true. He's responsible for it. He put on a show for them. Responsible for the Indians front.
And another foul back, so Naquin hanging in there.
Well, he's doing him a favor, I think, throwing him the off-speed pitches. He must not have been listening to you. He's one of the better hitters on off-speed pitches. Where they tried to throw him the high fastball one time, but then it's been a couple of off-speed pitches.
How many times have we seen this year pitchers get ahead of him with fastballs? They try to trick him, and he ends up hurting them with big hits.
Yeah, he does damage to him. Yep.
Axford taking his time here. He's already made, as you see there, 22 pitches in the inning. It's the third batter he's faced.
Yeah, he has put a parachute on this game. Then he goes with another breaking ball.
And Oakland will get a right-hander up in the bullpen as Axford continues to grind away. Oh, actually, it's left-hander Mark Zipchinski who's getting up down there. Struck him out with a fastball. And there are 2 down in the inning. Take a look at our Kia. In the driver's seat tonight, Rajai Davis still leading the American League with 33 stolen bases. But Oakland's done a good job by keeping him off the bases.
Yeah,
that's how you neutralize the running game.
That's right. Can't steal first base. If you keep him off first, then you got him.
Neither he nor Jose Ramirez nor Francisco Lindor, the top 3 base stealers for the Indians, none of them have been on base at all tonight. Add in Jason Kipnis, who has 11 steals. He's 0 for 3 as well. Indians only have 4 hits.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
On a 2-0 pitch, swung wildly at a ball that was at least letter high, if not higher.
Yeah, that's one right there where you really want to make him get in that zone, and he sort of checked. He didn't want to go, and he's going to be upset with himself. This all started with a terrific play in center field by Smolinski. Jake Smolinski, he made a beautiful running catch to take a hit away from Chisenhall, who was pinch hitting.
Right back up the middle, but right there is Muncy. Flips it to Pinder for the inning-ending force. So it's been great pitching and great defense now here in the 8th inning. 6-1 Oakland.
Rajay Davis has left the game.
As we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, Clevenger has transitioned from starter role to the bullpen, and he's done a terrific job. Ironically, you want to talk about maybe a best case scenario for making that move. His first appearance out of the bullpen came on the day that he would have been scheduled to start in a long relief role, because it was when Danny Salazar went back into the rotation. It was 5 days ago when he had that 34-pitch first inning. And then Clevenger came on and was fantastic.
Yeah, he got out of a bases loaded jam with Encarnacion.
Yeah, last time out against Tampa or Toronto, he was sensational in a high leverage situation with a lot of drama, where there was a balk that was overruled because time had been called.
Yeah, right.
Well, for Clevenger, as that ball's hit to left, and it will get down for a base hit. And big turn, throw to second base. Safe is the call. Kipnis throws just a little offline, and Jason tried to swipe tag back toward the bag. He thought maybe they got him. Terry Francona said, let's see what our video replay guys say. Mike Barnett, he'll give it a long look. Is it worth the challenge here?
I don't know if they got. I think it looked like it might, by the naked eye, he got that foot in because of the throw was offline. Kipnis does a nice job of picking it, but by the time he can come back, that foot is on the base, so they will not try and challenge that. So that's Healy's third hit tonight. He's got a pair of doubles and a single. Hit number 10 for Oakland. That came off a breaking ball.
5 hits in the 2 games for Healy in the series. Max Muncy has walked twice and grounded out.
We were told that's the first 3-hit game for Healy.
Tyler Naquin is also in center field, so Rajay Davis is out of the ballgame. Max Muncy awaiting the 2-0. And that's ball 3. And this is the one concern I think everybody had with Clevenger going from starter into the bullpen.
Control
is, could he throw enough strikes? You can't. This is not a role or a situation where you can come in and search for your command. You've got to be able to come in and throw strikes.
Well, that teaches how many times have we heard where starters have gone into the bullpen, and spending some time down there talking to the pitchers and just being a part of that situation. Learn to be a little more aggressive and how important it is to come out and throw strikes. And I guess when you're a starting pitcher, you try and save some bullets you have, and you don't go all out. That's the one thing Carrasco learned. He says, hey, I learned to go all out as hard as I can, and whether I go 5 innings or I go 7 or 8, because the bullpen will pick me up. When you fall behind in the count like that, hitters take very good swings. So it's back-to-back hits, and it's first and third and nobody out, and Oakland trying to add on now.
It's go down to Andre, who has more on the Mike Clevinger experiment.
That's a perfect word for it. The one thing he told me is I'd rather be here than be in the minor leagues. And he says, I'll do whatever I got to do to learn and to keep doing this. He says the other thing is he started watching video of guys like David Price and other guys that have been starters but helped their teams as relievers when they got into the playoffs and into these situations. He realizes he's got to throw more strikes, but also maybe not worry about throwing all of his other stuff, just getting the fastball going first and foremost.
You know, they used to bring a lot of pitchers up and start them out of that bullpen before they'd put them into, you know, the rotation. I know for one, Dennis Eckersley with the Indians at 75 came out and started in the bullpen. Got his feet wet. The next thing you know, he's out starting. Was a terrific starter before he transitioned back to that bullpen.
I don't think it can ever do a pitcher harm to spend some time in the bullpen.
I would agree with you.
But it has to be
it gives you a different
role.
look. It gives you a different look. Unless you're one of those starters that are just, you know, blessed. And there's a lot of good ones that never have gone to
like
the bullpen.
CC Sabathia. I mean,
well, there's a lot
a
of
few.
them. You go on and on and on with some of the big names, but it certainly cannot hurt. And if you're young, this is the place to learn. Down in the minor leagues, the kids don't learn like they do up here, because the hitters will teach you a nasty lesson.
And because up here, look, I understand you're trying to win wherever you're at. But the #1 goal in all of the minor leagues is player development. That's why it's called the player development system. There is no developing here. This is all about winning, and the pressure each and every night reflects that. And so you have to be around it. You have to be part of it to understand that.
And as a pitcher, you're picking the best pitchers' brains, you know, right here, along with the coaching. And you watch how people go about their business, and you can learn a lot more up here.
The 0-2, a little bit outside.
Well, let's see how he works out of this situation. First and third. There's nobody out. He needs a punch out. He had him down on the count 0-2. Let's see how they work him. You could go for the strikeout, and you're at the bottom part of the lineup. These are the two guys he might be able to do it with.
And a 1-2 pitch. Swung on him as he blew it by him.
There you go.
Just overmatched him with a fastball. He reached back maybe for a little something extra. And this was unhittable.
There you go. It's a fastball right there. He challenged him, but you know, he was not looking for that, or he had enough on it where he throws it by him, and there's the first out. Now can he do it again? Or can he get a ground ball and get a double play to get himself out of an inning?
The catcher, Bruce Maxwell, 0 for 3 tonight. And a fastball strike.
He is just one of 2 A's that don't have a hit tonight. Maxwell and Alonso. Those are the only 2 guys that haven't been able to join the hit party for Oakland. They have 11.
Maxwell 2 for 26 so far on the year.
See if they can get him to roll over on a ground ball and turn the double play to get out of it. See, these are good things. It's a 6-1 game, and the Indians aren't hitting tonight, so you know it looks dull. They're down to their last 3 outs, but this could be a situation that this kid could learn something. First and third, nobody out. How do I work my way out of it?
In the dirt, 2-1.
This could be a learning, a hidden nugget in the game that hasn't been very exciting to this point for the Indians.
Again, the fastball is able to get by the hitter. He ticked it, but you can tell that Clevinger, when he's able to really locate it, hitters aren't able to square it up. But as you pointed out earlier, when you're pitching from behind,
yeah, it's a lot tougher.
A little different.
You better hit your spots, because if you don't, the hitters are going to get you. Want it down.
Line drive, base hit, left center. That's in the gap all the way to the wall. Healy scores. Muncy will come home as well. And Oakland blows it wide open on just the 3rd hit in 27 at-bats for Bruce Maxwell.
Yeah, he gets it. He gets his first hit tonight. It's a 2-run double. Watch the location. Wanted the fastball down, and he just throws it right there. He stayed on it and hits it to left center field. So another double. They have 5 doubles tonight, 2 in this inning. And they have they've exploded for the A's. They've been struggling to score. Not tonight. So it is now an 8-1 ball game.
His first big league RBIs for Bruce Maxwell.
Well, Pinder had his too back in the 3rd.
Coco Crisp takes an off-speed pitch in for a strike. He's 1 for 4 in the ball game. Slowly tapped. Clevenger's going to have a tough play. Off balance throw. Santana. I don't know how he caught it. He picked it somehow, but the call was safe at first.
Well, Clevenger had to make the throw off balance. Coco can still get down the line, and it's good hustle, but it was a very good pick by Santana. He throws it sidearm because he had to. Momentum going away. He's safe. Nice pick. He's in there. That's going to be an infield single. So that's another 4 hits in an inning. They did that back in the 1st inning. They had 4 hits. Total of 13 tonight.
That's just kind of a bad break for Clevenger, but the beat goes on. There's still only 1 out.
For Oakland, they tie their season high with 5 doubles. They did it one other time back in against the Houston Astros back in July.
That's up the gut. Lindor steps on the bag, goes to first, through high, and another run scores. And the inning will continue. And that's one of those plays where official scores will,
give them a.
It's not going to be an error when in reality it should be.
Yeah, that was you can't assume the double play, but he had plenty of time and he just made a bad throw. Look at him. He got down underneath it and he brings Santana off the bag and allows him to be safe, but he gets an RBI on the force out.
We can assume a lot of other things in baseball, but we can't assume a double play.
I know it.
I mean, think about that. Just take that for an example. You can't assume a double play is the old scoring axiom, and yet when you go back and figure out earned runs, you say, well, this guy would. Oh, Kipnis drops the ball.
They've fallen apart here. They had a communication breakdown.
It looked like he thought maybe Santana was going to be back there to make the play.
Yeah, their head's not in the game. Not in the game. You watch, they look at each other. Hey, I got it, you take it. Santana goes back. This should be, call him off. Kipnis gave up thinking Santana was going to take it. Then Santana peels off. Kipnis, he just wasn't aggressive enough. He gave way to Santana, and it's his ball. So he will be credited with the error, and things have just fallen apart here.
First and third with 2 down, and Chris Davis is the batter. He has homered, doubled, scored 3 runs. He's driven in 3 as well.
Well, I'm going to go back to what you asked me yesterday. Could there be a letdown in here after that homestand and going into that series with Toronto? I'll tell you what, it certainly looks like it the first 2 games of this series. And I know when you don't hit, things look bad, but plays like that should never happen.
And I know that coaches, managers, players, they don't generally like to talk about that or admit to that, because for the very simple reason is that's disrespectful to the other guys that you're playing against.
Right.
That's like saying that they don't matter.
Yeah, they're not a big league team. We should beat them and just keep right on.
We lost because we had a letdown, not because they played better and beat us.
Right. Right.
And that's always part of it. But I just asked you from the emotional standpoint, that's a big series. It was a long homestand, and you come in here, there's no atmosphere, there's 10,000 people. You wonder. They have not played well so far, and Oakland has taken it to them tonight. 9-1 A's. All right, thanks, Al. Here's Jason Kipnis leading off in the 9th inning. And a swing and a miss. Kipnis 0 for 3 tonight, 1 for 7 in the series. John Axford worked a scoreless 8th inning. Chris Smith here in the 9th. Smith just got called up recently. His first stint with Oakland has covered 4 games. Fastball, strike 3 call. That's 10 strikeouts for Oakland pitching. Looking back at the keys to the game, courtesy of Mazda, Sean Manaea did not allow many base runners. He did walk 2 in the 3rd, but a double play erased 1 of them, and he didn't give up many hits. Danny Salazar did, and he was unable to get back on track because of it. 3-run homer in the 1st, and it was downhill from there.
Well, the Indians had a great pitching performance last night. They needed it to get the 1-0 win. But offensively, they haven't done anything in the first 2 games. And today, Oakland just took it to them. They just flat out kicked their butt.
And a reminder, the series finale tomorrow will be a 3:30 Eastern start. And it will be Trevor Bauer going for his 10th win. Kendall Graveman going for his 10th win for Oakland. We'll have it for you right here on Sports Time Ohio. You're going to have ups and downs throughout the course of a season. What this team has been so good at is they have been able to quickly turn things around. Just anytime they've had a tough stretch where they haven't played well, they've never really let it linger.
No, they've never had a losing streak more than, what, 4 games.
Yep.
But just 3.
I don't think they've lost 4
No, they
in a row.
haven't. They've lost 3 a number of times, maybe 3 or 4 times, but they've never lost 4.
Lindor chops one up the gut. And there are 2 down.
Number 26, Mike Napoli.
Mike Napoli, he's 1 out of 3 on the night. And a nice breaking ball that drops in for a strike, and it's 0-2. Ball down low. Low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Even down 8 in the 9th with 2 outs and nobody on base. There's Mike Napoli doing what Mike Napoli does, working the count. He averages better than 4.5 pitches per plate appearance, and this will be the 5th pitch in this at bat. And a full count.
Yeah, here's a guy that, you're right, doesn't give up an at-bat. That's hard to do as a hitter, because throughout the course of the year it's easy to give up, especially in a game like this. You figure, okay, let me see that first one.
Down to the 3rd. And Oakland evens the series with a convincing 9-1 victory over the Indians here tonight. Chance to win the series for Cleveland tomorrow afternoon, as Trevor Bauer will go to the hill for the Tribe at 3:30 Eastern time. Indians 72-52 on the year. Oakland is now 54-72. Winning pitcher Sean Manaea. He goes to 5-8. The loss to Danny Salazar, and he goes to 11-5. Oakland won this one by blowing it open early. A 3-run homer by Chris Davis in the 1st. They tacked on 2 more in the 3rd. And it was all over but the shouting. They would score another run in the 5th. Only run for the Tribe came in the 6th on the 4th home run of the year by Chris Jimenez. And then just for good measure, Oakland scored 3 more times in the 8th inning to put it away for good. We'll be back with some final thoughts from Oakland right after this.